Hi guys, I hope you're great today. Today is our second official C++ tutorial, and today we're going to be learning about how to do simple mathematical calculations in C++. So let's just open up Visual Studio and we'll get started. So I'm going to expand a little bit on variables and different data types in C++, and I'm going to expand a little bit on the integer and float and the double variables in particular, because they all store numbers. And at the end of this video, we're going to be building a basic C++ calculator. Alright, let's just delete all this code. For now, we're not going to use it. Okay, so let's start with the most basic part. How do you add or subtract or multiply or divide two numbers in C++? Truth be told, it couldn't be easier. All you have to do is type in, alright, cout 2, let's say 250 plus, I don't know, 375 or 356, it doesn't matter. And that's it, pretty much. And that's how you do very basic mathematical operations with C++. You just type it like you would in a normal calculator. $606. I mean, we could add like 5 or 6 or any number of numbers together. It doesn't matter. We can add 56 plus 78 plus 98. You know, it doesn't matter. And it will all work. Yep. So IOStream already has inbuilt arithmetics in it. However, it does not have more advanced math built into it. So therefore, if we wanted to find the square root of a certain number or raise a certain number to a power, or find like the sine or cosine or tan or arctan or whatever of a certain angle, we can't do that. That's why we have another library we can include in C++ called CMath. Now you really want to get friends with this library, because it will allow you to do very complex mathematical operations using C++. And if your program is science related, if you want to calculate something, or if it's mathematics related, you're going to need to use this library. Therefore, it's very handy to include it. Oh, and you're not going to be able to do it without it. Okay, so this CMath library can do loads of different things. It has loads of commands, loads of functionality, but I'm going to be showing you some of the most popular ones. So let's say we want to find the square root of a number. Let's say square root of 64. And we expect it to be 8. Wait, what? Huh. That's weird. Square root of 125. Oh, of course. Of course. So we want to output it to the screen. Alright. So 125, that's 11.18 apparently. I always thought it was 12, but okay. That's weird. Alright, what you can also do is you can find the cubic root of a number. So cubic root of, for example, I don't know, 125. And let's just say cout. I'm gonna forget it this time. Very silly of me, but you know, happens to the best of us. 5. what you can also do is you can find the sine of a certain angle or the cosine. Let's just find the sine of 90 degrees. So it should be about 1. Yep, 0.89337. Or the cosine. Well, you get what I'm saying. So minus 0.44. Okay, now we're going to be building a very basic calculator. And I want to talk about different data types a little bit. Because we have a double. Remember, we have an int. An int is any integer value. So basically, any whole number. It doesn't matter if it's negative. It doesn't matter if it's positive. All that matters is it's a whole number. A double is a real number, or a number with a decimal point. It can be infinite. It can be absurd. For example, pi is a double. And yeah, basically not a whole number, a decimal number. However, we also have float. Now the difference about double and float is less precise. So float will work for some applications which are not, for some applications where calculations are not the most important part, but floats are a lot less precise than doubles. Okay, so int number, num, whatever, and int num, and I'm just going to be setting it equal to 0 for now. And also you can set a certain number equal to num just by putting it in these curly brackets. Or you can say num1 is equal to 0. It doesn't matter, it's the same thing. And you don't really have to set it equal to anything, but I just do it as best practice. And 2. Oh, actually, no. Let's set it equal to a double, because we want to add any two numbers. They don't have to be whole numbers, so therefore we're going to be using two doubles. Otherwise, we're only going to be able to add whole numbers, and that is not a very good calculator, I'll tell you that. 0, or you can say 0.0, because obviously it's a double. 0.0, and yep. And then we're going to be asking the user to input two numbers. Enter separated by a space, and you can enter two values in at the same time as long as they're separated by a space. You can do that in C++, and it's very simple. Let me show you how. And basically, yep. So cn num and num2. And then all you have to do is say num plus num2. That's pretty much it. And now we should be able to add any two numbers. You can also do it for 3 numbers, for 4 numbers, for 5 numbers. It doesn't matter. But obviously we're going to need an integer to store each one of the numbers. And later on in the tutorial, we're going to be creating an actual calculator where you can select if you want to add, divide, multiply, using something called switch statements. We're going to be using switch statements to create an actual calculator, which will be somewhat decent. Alright, so let's enter the numbers. So let's say 3.5 and 5.6. 9.1. Right? Or what we could do is we could say cout. We can also mix like text n numbers. So for example, let's say d. Oh no, you could say num plus num2 is equal to, just to make it look a little bit better, so you can say this number plus this number is equal to this number. So whatever the user types in plus the second number the user types in is equal to this number. It doesn't matter. It will work either way, but let's make it look a little bit prettier. Okay. Alright, let's say 2.89, I don't know. Oh crap. Stupid. Alright, so 2.89 and 6.7. Yep. So it looks kind of like crap, but if we put some spaces here, it will look a little better. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this tutorial. However, I do have to explain one more thing, and that thing is integer values have a limit to the size of the number they can store. And same goes for doubles, same goes for, I'm not sure about strings, but I know definitely for numbers, they have a limit. So for example, let's say you want to store a huge number in an integer value. For example, let's say 1 billion. Obviously, that's going to surpass the limit, and it's not going to be able to store it, because it surpasses it. Let's say an integer value has a certain capacity, and then you just put freaking 1 billion inside of it. Obviously, it's going to be too much, right? And therefore, you're going to need something bigger, a bigger storage. That's where long ints come in. Long ints have a much bigger capacity, so they can store much larger numbers. You don't really need to know this for now, but for example, let's say you're dealing with freaking distances between planets that are measured in millions and billions of kilometers. Therefore, you're going to need very large variables to be able to store such sizes. And also, you have long ints, and yeah, let me just comment this out. Long ints and long ints. A long int is obviously bigger than an int, and a long int is way bigger than a long int. So long ints you can only use and I think that's the biggest one, for storing huge numbers. And I'm pretty sure the same goes for doubles. So long double and long double. Yep. So that's pretty much it. Alright guys, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Of course, I'm not the best teacher because I don't have a lot of experience, but if you do have a question, please don't hesitate. I encourage you by all means to ask me, to write a comment down below, or just contact me. My business email is in the channel somewhere, and you can contact me maybe even on social media and ask me anything. I'll respond to. Obviously, it takes a lot of experience, and that's why I encourage you guys to keep practicing, keep making these little test programs, because you will understand things better. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll see you in the next tutorial where we're going to be talking about the if statements. Okay, guys, bye.